Hello and welcome. This video is going to demonstrate how to add a new staff member to your school in PowerSchool if you're a school in the Archdiocese of Chicago. So from the start page, you will click on People, and you'll go to Staff, and then you will see New Staff Member under Staff Management. Now please keep in mind, this is to add a new staff member who's never been employed with the Archdiocese of Chicago, or at least has never had a PowerSchool account before. If you have a teacher who's transferring from another school, just as you would with a student, please contact the help desk and ask them to transfer the teacher or the student into your school. Do not go through this process because we don't want duplicate records. So I'm going to go ahead and start creating my new teacher here. So you'll populate all the information on this page, including, I'll point out a couple of fields here, teacher number. This is going to be a unique number from across your school and the Archdiocese. Your school, your other teachers probably have a pattern of naming convention for this field. So if you're not sure, you can look at some of the other staff members and see what the naming convention is. You could also run a report on this field and see which have been used and what is your next number, something like that. So that has to be filled in. And then, of course, all of this information should be filled in, demographic information. You definitely need an email address, and this should be their school email address. So a lot of this information, including this last field, staff type, I'm going to put this staff member as a teacher rather than staff. So if this is someone who is going to need access to iReady, someone who's going to need grade books and course sections assigned to them, they need to be on teacher down here. This should be on teacher, and they need an email address. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. This next screen is going to see if this staff member is already somewhere in the PowerSchool database. It's going to look for potential matches. So I see someone here with the exact same name. However, in looking at the school column, I see that this person taught at St. Anastasia's, and I know the person that I just hired, the Mary Poppins I just entered in, never was at St. Anastasia's. So this is not a duplicate. If it does look like a duplicate, please contact the Archdiocese and let them know to transfer this person into your school. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create New, since I do not see a duplicate here. Now this screen right here, this message is saying that I used a duplicate ID. And so I'm going to hit this back button here, but I need to warn you, often when you hit this back button that you'll see in PowerSchool, you'll get a message something like this. PowerSchool doesn't like you to use the navigation in your browser forward, back, or back buttons like that. So sometimes what you do have to do is you just have to reload that page. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that error message was talking about the teacher number, that there was a duplicate. So I went and looked up and I see that this number is available. So I'm going to assign this teacher number, hit submit. I'm going to see these duplicates again, and again I know that that's not my teacher. I'm going to click Create New. So now I'm on my staff member, Mary Poppins, and we have to set up their permissions. So I'm going to click on Staff Profile, and then under User Access, Account Access, and Affiliations. If this staff member is going to be a teacher and needs to have grade books and have sections assigned and be able to sign in to PowerTeacher, you need to check this box, and you also need to give this teacher a login for PowerTeacher. And usually you can just make it the same Not usually. You should just make the username the same, and then a password here. The password, the staff member will be asked to change their password on the first login anytime you enter a password here. So you'll just need to be able to give the teacher this username, this password, and then they'll be prompted to change it when they first log in. This should be all set, this area down here with the home school, with the school affiliations. This should be all set, but double check that and go ahead and hit submit. Now, just in case this staff member also needs access to the admin side of PowerSchool, such that I am in right now, that's probably pretty rare that someone would need PowerTeacher and the admin side, but I'm just going to show you how to do this for a staff member who's not a classroom teacher. So again, I'm going to go under Staff Profiles, Admin Access, and Roles this time. So similar screen, but this is for the administrative portion of PowerSchool. I'm going to check that box, and same thing. Set up a username, a password that you need to tell them that they will be prompted to change. The default group for most school admins, PowerSchool admins, you'll put them on this group number 20, Standards Administrator. If you're not sure which group to give someone, you can certainly contact the help desk and they'll help you figure out the best option. Less is always more. If you start out with someone who doesn't need full access, start them with less access, you can always increase it. So there are some options in here that are view only and things like that. After you set the default group, Roles in Schools, you need to set this. I'm going to hit Add, and you'll simply pick your school. And then we have to do one more thing. We need to add one more group down here. I'm going to hit the pencil to the right here, and it's this option right here. Data Export Manager, Edit Access, no group defined. So this is what their permissions should look like in order to log into the administrative side of PowerSchool. Again, you don't have to give them teacher and administrative access. I was just demonstrating both on this staff member. And as always, going to go ahead and hit the submit button down at the bottom, and then this staff member is all set up and ready to go. Good luck, everyone.